What's up, guys? So, had a financial video planned, and then some big news hit. So, everything I was gonna start on pretty much worthless now. And you're asking, what do you mean? Well, now what are we at now? 800. And CRUs, Crucible at War. Is pretty much what we're looking at now. So there was a large buyout, and as you see up at the top, I noticed when I was making this video or getting prepared for it a couple days ago, I noticed Channel Fireball was sold out because they had them listed for $8.99 on eBay. And then after that, I was kind of projecting that it would shoot up to about 12 to 1300, but that is not the case. So those days are pretty much gone, but I am starting to see a lot of fear market wise, if you're looking at it trading wise, and I'll show you why. So I'll show you when I started investing in the flesh and blood side. So let's make a chart. All right, so my first, let's just do the welcome to wrath. All right, so let's do this. 10, 13, 4 boxes, which is a case, 4, 1575. All right, that's 2 months ago, basically 60 days out. All right, so let's say this is 2019 here when the release came out. Seeing our $50, right? Or $80, sorry. And then it's gonna stay flat till the summer. Let's do it this way. So this is our start. Just do a chart like this. And then, let's see, I think they went up to, they stayed flat, and then they were at 120 in June, I believe, of 2020. So 6, 20, moved up to about 120, 130. And then August, which is gonna be a little bit closer, August is whenever I got wind of the news, right? Was it August? No, it was September. I think August is when I got news of like the 150s. I'll say 9. This is when they're approaching $200 box. And they went to 10. My charting not drawn out really sucks, so let's just do this. About 100. I'll make our chart. I'm gonna go 200. option, and then 9. I want to make it bigger, but I still got a lot more to go over. We got 6, 20, 9, I think 9, and that's when I started getting into it. They were rising. And then when I bought back in October, they were at 3, what did I say they were at? They were like 350, I believe. Right? And then 2 weeks after I bought, it literally shot up to 1,000. So you got this large curve that's showing. Now, when you're trading in stocks, this would be considered a parabolic move because it's basically just going straight up. Well, now that we're 60 days out, we basically were flat at the $900 mark. Let's get it up there. And it was pretty much assumed that every box was going to be around, well, it hit 1,100 and then it dipped down. So we'll make that little retrace line, right? But now, 60 days after that, with this new purchase, right? Now we're touching a supernova category, right? And maybe it's easier with numbers. I like doing charts, graphing them out. Honestly, it's a really bad chart. I would be like, what am I looking at? All right. So let's put it in this perspective, right? So let's use a different color. Let's use my favorite. All right. So 10/13. All right. To when the news broke out, which I believe when the first news broke out was on the 13th at like midnight. Mainly because Alpha Investments sent out. I've been seeing screenshots everywhere of the Patreon message. So 12/13, which ironically was exactly 60 days for me. All right. So with the case, you want to round it? No, that's not round it. All right. So a case now, 7,200. Right. So if I paid, let's make it easy. All right, so we're gonna say I paid 16, right? I'll take a little bit of a free gain there. All right, so I paid 16 for my investment. Within 60 days of that investment, which is crazy, that $1,600 is now worth 72. And you're like, okay, let's break it down this way. All right, so 16, and in order to double your money is what? 32, right? And then 32, let's double that again, right? So then you get, all right, 16 plus 16 is 32 plus 16 is 48, right? It's 3x. Now let's add another 16, right? So, got 24, yeah, 6,400. All right, and then plus 12, right? 62, no, it's $800. $800 difference, right? So 800 we were looking at half of the 16. So you can pretty much say you got a return of 450% in 60 days. So I understand why the fear is there. I mean, myself, when I was thinking about it, which we are going to go over to try to explain why I've been seeing a lot of fear on the market. I mean, the reality is, on some of the like other places online, like people are trying to liquidate as fast as possible, which is a bearish term in the market. But the problem is that with the giant buyer, it makes more of a bullish settlement, and it's a lot different than stocks, right? So with stocks, when you have a parabolic movement, you have a lot of people trying to cash in, and it's usually just because of news or a rumor. Because once it starts creeping past like 15%, like pre-market, it's all over everybody's scanners. It's all over the news. It's all over, everywhere. So you have people piling in. And there's only so many shares allowed. Same with the boxes, right? There's only so much sealed product. That's not going to go away. And I don't know what the deal is exactly for. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure that's, behind closed doors, private conversation. But I would assume they either, in order to ensure that they had a solid stake, they either paid a little bit of a premium or they got a discount because they were just like, look, I'm taking everything off your hands. So, and they get a discount out of that. But I would assume and I would expect for that buyer, if they're treating it as an investment and not a collection, if they are an investor and they were buying at $900 to $1,000 a box, I would assume that their sell price is going to be around $5,000 a box. I think then they'll start unloading their position and making their money back and buy it. But you can't dump it all at once. That's the thing with collections. Collections, you can't flood the market. As much as you get the reaction of it shooting up, you get the same reaction whenever you put 800 boxes up for sale. That's why I basically flatlined here, right? This is channel Fireball. So the rumor is why this happened was boxes were already starting to creep up. And the rumor was that channel Fireball received either a pallet or 2 pallets of first edition boxes that were held back basically because of COVID and everything. And whenever they struck that deal, they had pallets that were reserved for them. So that's why you basically had that flat area. But the rise for this right here is the rumor is a major investor came into the game. And that is why we have this spike now. So when it comes to these, I'm assuming most investors are trying to make 5 to 10 times their money. So it might be till the end of 2021, and then we'll start seeing $5,000 boxes. We'll have to see. Right now, a lot of people are keeping their sealed, so we may even see a dip. It might creep back down to 1,500. At this point, with my current price point, I'm not selling. I have no plans to sell. I've actually been buying. We'll actually go through my timeline, and we'll see where we're at, and we'll actually see why people are freaking out and they're like, I need to sell right now. All right, so we're gonna go through basically what mine is up, and also if you do have an alpha case, it's that time. Lock it up, keep it safe, put it somewhere where basically nobody has access to it. So if you got a secret spot or a safe and secure area, I would keep it in that location. But let's go. So, all right. So we got a case. Got our WTR case, right? And we already went over this. All right. Paid $15.75. Let's actually do the green. Right? After 60 days, it is now worth. Actually, I've seen cases. People are selling cases for about 8,000. Even though the individual boxes, you're actually getting a little bit of a premium on cases. I have noticed that. Forgot to mention. And I do have I had a sealed case. I did open it because after everything, I was like, okay, well, let's just make sure this stuff's real, because I'm kind of a Timmy if I just like take the sealed box and I never open it. No, I had to break the seal to actually look at it. So if you actually want to see what they look like, actually got one in the video. Let's get this out. Right. So these are the boxes that are all the rage. If you see right here, it says alpha. So and they'll never be. Now we do have the unlimited boxes. Now this shouldn't be scaring the player base, because we have our unlimited boxes, which they strictly said, you know, the unlimited boxes are for the players, and then as far as collectors and investors, they gave them a target. So they kind of like, they made it so that the game stays affordable for the players. But the real question is this going to happen with every first edition that's out there? Which would also entice players to also be investors. All right. So, let's see here. We got our, what is it? 10, 13, and then 10. Oh, I actually bought it. Before because I found it. Alright, so that deal was for, this is for a case of an Arcane. Paid $5.92. And current retail, I don't know if Arcane. I need to double check on those cases, see if they're actually getting a premium for that case. So 800 times 4. All right. So pretty much you can see if you had 2 cases, right? You're sitting at basically at a $2,000 investment, right? We'll say $2,200. We'll just round it up. Right? So second week of October, you could have paid $2,200. And what that's worth now, I don't know if the green is actually showing up well, but now you are looking at $10,400. And that's where I understand the feel, right? 60 days, made about $900. or $9,000 in 60 days. That feels good. Most people don't make $9,000 in a month. All right, the thing is, you also have seller fees. I mean, there's ways to get around those things. If you're buying, only do it with people you trust. If you're buying it from somebody you don't know, have the buyer protections in place that are offered through the companies. All right, or even your credit cards. If you have good credit and you have one of those high-end credit cards and you have guaranteed purchase protection on anything you buy with that card, then use that. But if they say cash only, no. I'm sorry, it's gotten to the point. This is going to attract a lot of fraud. That is the reality. Now that it's at this point, there's a high possibility that fraud is going to start creeping its way into this. So let's keep going. So we got our lovely Alpha Tunic. All right, I knew this was the hottest card when I was searching. I believe, I want to say I won this on an auction on eBay. My price point on that legendary was about $610. What people are asking for it currently is between $3,000 to $5,000. That's pretty juicy. I think you could easily sell it at about 2K if you really wanted to liquidate it. I'm pretty sure it would get snapped up. All right, and then I actually had an auction 2 weeks ago. All right, so this is in the beginning. Was it last week? No, I think it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I won an auction, which I kind of messed this one up. But pretty much all the legendaries were flatlining about $1,000 a card. I still need the legs. That's the only legendary I'm missing. Waiting on a good deal on those. With this recent price spike, I don't see myself paying $1,000 for the legs. Unless it's already graded. If it's already graded, I might take a shot at it. And this is probably my favorite one. So the mask. The mask I actually paid, this was during this time. So when I couldn't afford any more cases, the first thing I did was I went to the legendaries. So the two cards I bought was the Tunic because I knew that was the most demanded card. Second one, looking at prices, I seen that the two popular decks were the Ninja and the Warrior. So kept looking for bracers, missed every time I went for them because they were on fire. But a mask, I actually got a mask for $300. I know, right? You look at it today, and you're like, "What the fuck? How did you get that for $300?" I know, right? So the mask, you're looking between 15. I want to say they're listed between 15 and 2,500. I have seen some of the cash offerings, and they're still up for 1,000. But I've been noticing in comments, people are like changing their prices now that they know that the market's moved. They're like, "Oh yeah, I listed it for 800, but it's 12 now." Okay, delete your post, repost it. All right. And then the plating. Plating I actually bought for my brother because he wants to be a Guardian player. And also I needed the card because I want the full set of legendaries. So the full set of legendaries, let's see, when did I pay? I can't even read on here anymore. Oh, sorry. I just rounded it up. That's what it was. Because I paid like $5.98. But basically, it was $600. Did I put the date on there? Yeah. So the plating I bought on the 6th. This was 10/18, 10/19, and this one was just recently 11/25. So basically, I got an instant profit on the bracers from this buyout happening, because the bracers, truly, I believe they're worth about $2,500. So it's to the point where you want to get those graded. But if you add up the 10K here, just in profit, the 8K profit there, 8 to 9K profit, and then you add all the little ones here, and then, forgot to mention, so I do have every cold foil common, and that one was October 13th. I paid $300 for all 24 cold foils. Now the thing that's bad is that one of the cards were damaged. I don't think it was in shipping, because the way it was packaged pretty good. But I messaged the seller. The seller actually gave me a refund, because per card I was paying about $12.50, so they gave me $12.50 back. So I actually appreciate that. Now that the card's spiking, it sucks even more. So I know when it happened, I was trying to get a replacement. So I still don't know why it's damaged. So we're gonna mark that to, let's just say 23. Like, it's really just a dent inside. I don't know if it's a printing error, because he claims they were all new mint. Could be a printing error, you know. But either way, I do believe the card now is worth more than $12. And technically, I got it for free, so I can't complain, because I'm not going to throw it in the trash as a collector. But on average, before all this popped off, every common cold foil card, people were asking about $100 a card. With this recent price spike, I'm expecting it to increase to about $200 a card, and possibly even go to $5. I don't know about $5 though. We'll have to see. We have to get a count of how many are actually in the market and available. But you can see why people are starting to get scared, right? So within a 60-day period, you have people making massive gains, right? So they had my same position. All right, so 10,000. We got, let's just do it this way. All right, so let's say 2.5 for the tunic. We'll go cheap. Say we want to liquidate it now. We'll go 2.5 for the tunic, and then we'll do 15 for everything else. All right, so 2.5, 15. That's 4, plus another 3, so that's 7,000. All right, so if I wanted to like try to get out right now, all right. Actually, let's just put it in big letters so that I prove my point. Two. I'm gonna just do that. All right, especially with everything that's going on, COVID. Can I even say that? I don't know. I got to go over all the banned words that I can't say, or they're gonna like shoot my video down. But so as you see, with a simple $4,000 investment, now you're looking at 17 within 60 days. That is pretty scary. Cash out, you can do a lot. You can do a lot with 17. There's a lot of people struggling with losing their jobs or getting shut down right now. You can pay off, say you're in debt, which I do not. If you want to invest, do not invest if you're in debt. I can't stress it enough. The reason why is because of moments like these. So we got these parabolic moves. You're going to feel that pressure, right? So you're going to feel this pressure, and it's going to weigh on you. And you're going to be waking up every day thinking like, man, if I can just sell it, I can pay everything off. You don't want to have that mentality. I understand it, but when this jumps to 40, jumps to 80, jumps to 120, you're going to keep regretting it because you sold at 18. And it could come down and crash. The reality is, with the amount that I've spent in it, if it was to crash and burn, let's say 30 days from now, right? Let's say a year from now. Let's be realistic. Let's say a year to 2 years from now. All this doesn't matter. Everything crashes and burns, all right? Boxes, they fall. They would probably stop around $500 to about $400 a box, unless it's just, Legends Story Studios suddenly goes bankrupt and, boxes are worth $20. I don't really see that happening. At a low end, if the game starts falling off, people are losing interest, I see the boxes falling to about $500 a box. As far as going out and buying boxes for $1,800, I think for the average person, it is falling out of range to invest in. I know some people don't want to hear that, but my recommendation would be, if you have the capital, right, it's risky. Like I was saying, it was risky at 900. All right, but in reality, that's your magic number, 24,000. And what that means is, if you can allocate an extra $24,000 a year, then maybe you can look into investing into a box. That's basically $2,000 a month, and you're just like, look, I don't want to go to the bar, I don't want to go do this, I don't want to do anything, I want to invest. All right, so you can either put it in the stock market, or you can put it in to collectibles, which is actually what I've been doing for the last 3.5 years, right? I do a little bit of both. I do the stock market and I do the collectibles, which is